Hi, and welcome to Fifi's Bookshelf. I'm Fifi, and to celebrate the holiday season, we're going to be reading one of my favorite stories. The story that I'll be reading today is called Allie's Slimy Christmas Adventure, written by Shawna James and Alexandria R. James. So, get cozy and lend me your ears, and let's get reading. One snowy evening at the Simonsons' house, Allie and her best friend Ryan were having trouble with their homework. One Christmas Eve, asked Allie. She was a smart brown-haired third grader. Her black-haired wannabe rapper star friend Ryan was trying to help her write a Christmas story for English class. Allie was trying to think of the perfect title. Ryan was also teaching Allie how to do a backflip. Neither the backflip nor the Christmas story was working out. Allie usually wrote stories well, but for some reason, she was having trouble with this one. Allie stared at the blank paper while Ryan went to get a drink from the kitchen. "Where's that green goo coming from?" Ryan shouted. Allie ran into the kitchen to see what he was talking about. A thick, sticky layer of goo began to cover the kitchen and dining room floor. Ryan and Allie gasped as it oozed into the living room. They carefully stepped through the goo to find the source. "Oh no!" exclaimed Allie. "What's wrong?" asked Ryan. "All my shoes are in there," she yelled as they watched the goo slide into the closet. Allie and Ryan realized that the goo was coming from a glowing door at the back of the house. They looked at each other, wondering if they should go through. They nodded to each other and stepped through. They found themselves in a white, wintry world. As Allie and Ryan walked through the snow, they saw a red and white pole. The sign on top of it read, "North Pole." "How is this possible?" Allie asked. "If this is the North Pole, then why is there green goo?" Ryan asked. Suddenly, an elf ran up to them with a worried look on his face. "Please help," he pleaded. "The factory is breaking down, and Santa needs candies and toys." Ryan and Allie looked down at the elf and then at each other. "Shouldn't we help?" Allie asked. Ryan nodded, looking confused. They followed the elf to a set of large green and red doors. The children wanted to help, but as soon as they opened the doors, tons of elves and goo poured out in a giant wave. The children surfed the wave as it carried them into a tree. "Ah!" they yelled. They landed face down in the snow and goo. The goo kept coming. Ryan and Allie rushed into the factory with the elf again. "Let's go to the gelatin candy making machine," the elf suggested. "I have an idea that could save us all." "Huh? The what machine?" Ryan asked. "The jelly candy machine. You know, the jelly Christmas bells, the green and red candy that Santa gives to all the kids at Christmas," the elf explained. The children followed the elf as he set off through the goo-covered factory. After a long walk, they found another elf trying to fix the jelly candy machine, but he was slipping and sliding across the floor. Allie told Ryan to slide over and help him while he asked another elf where the plug was. When Allie found the plug, she pulled it out. The whole machine stopped. The tiniest, frazzled-looking elf came forward and explained that his suspenders got caught on the control lever, making the machine go faster. When he tried to push the lever down, it sent the machine into overdrive. He explained he did not ask for help because he didn't want to get into trouble. The head elf stepped forward. He told the elves, "We are a team. We will always help each other out of our sticky messes." Everyone worked together to clean up the goo, all the way back to the glowing door. As Allie and Ryan turned to hug the elves goodbye, there he was. Santa! Hello, Allie. Hello, Ryan. So happy to see you, Santa said with a huge smile. Miss Claus and I were busy mapping out this year's route. We have many more good children to add to my list this Christmas. We did not realize soon enough that there was a problem with the Christmas candy machine. We would like to thank you for all your help. Would you like a sleigh ride over the North Pole? Yes! Allie and Ryan shouted at the same time. The head elf bundled Allie and Ryan up in warm blankets as they climbed on Santa's sleigh. Ready? Santa asked, glancing back at Allie and Ryan. Yes! And they were off. Up and away, the reindeer pulled the sleigh into the sky over the North Pole. Allie and Ryan could not believe their eyes. The view was breathtaking. The lights from below twinkled as they circled back. As the reindeer flawlessly landed Santa's sleigh in front of the glowing door, Miss Claus and the tiniest elf helped Allie and Ryan down from Santa's sleigh. We are very grateful that you two were here to help with our Christmas candy crisis, Miss Claus smiled as she handed Allie and Ryan each a gift bag. Here is a bag of Christmas candy for each of you to take home and share with your families. Yes, thank you for all your help, Santa added. Thank you, Santa. Thank you, Miss Claus, Allie and Ryan excitedly replied as they reached up and gave Santa a goodbye hug. Allie heard her mom calling for her. We have to go. Ryan and Allie walked back through the glowing door into Allie's house. They tried to tell their story to Allie's mom to explain the goo on the floor. Allie's mom just shook her head and handed them some cleaning supplies. As Ryan, Allie, and Allie's mom cleaned up all the goo, Allie exclaimed, I have my Christmas story. After they finished cleaning, Allie commented, Next, all I have to do is perfect that backflip you were trying to teach me. Ryan nodded and laughed. Just remember, I was the real hero of the story. Allie rolled her eyes and began to write. One evening at Christmas time, my house was filled with sticky goo. The end.